Before the war, I was a student in a college, you say in English, and then the German invade Poland, and I was very angry because Belgium stayed neutral. I find we have to fight with the English and the French because it's not correct, the German invade Poland. So I was already very angry against the Belgium too, because they stay. And then when the German invade Belgium, I say, I have to do something. And my father was a volunteer, very young volunteer in 1418, and he crossed the border between Belgium and Holland. In that time, it was there. So he was also against the German, of course, and my mother too. So 3 of us, we tried to do something. In the beginning, it was very little thing. Some people wrote on little paper like that, nothing against Hitler, against the Germans. So, and my mother was a nurse, so she went to house to cure the people, and she heard a lot of things. And my father was a doctor, and he was working in the Red Cross. So he also heard something. So he came home, and my mother came home with the paper. We copied the paper, and with my bicycle, I put some paper. So one day I cut V in a, I put a newspaper like that, and I cooked a lot of, and I put in my suitcase on my bicycle, and I went everywhere in town. And 6 months later, on Avenue, there's some left on the street. Bon. After that, my mother learned there is a newspaper, a false newspaper. It's La Libre Belgique. There is other. There is Voix des Belges. There is some other. I had time to time one of them. But Libre Belgique, I received, my mother said to me, you will go to the doctor Goffard, and they have a packet like that of Libre Belgique. And they gave me some address. I never wrote the address. I keep in my mind. And so with my bicycle, I put on the box of that address. And then if I have more, I put somewhere. So, and then my mother learned there are English soldiers hidden in some house. So we think, 3 of us, we think, oh, it's better they go back to England. So we look for a way. My sister in that time was not busy with us because she was student of nurse. So one day, my mother met a woman who, the father of that woman was working with my father for information. And in that time already my father found, it's not too long, my father found some young boy coming from École Militaire. You understand École Militaire? And they escaped from Germany. And so they decide together to make information service. So it's one of that men was lodged in our house. And so he gave to my father a lot of name of other, and they begin information service. And then my father was working with a man, and the woman met my mother, but I don't know how. And she said, I know a man who knows a way. So my mother went to see that man, and that man gave the name of Monsieur de Jong and the phone number. So my mother phoned to Monsieur de Jong, and a false name. It's l'Empereur ou de Kaiser, a false name. And he came at home, and we were together, my mother, my father, and I, and Monsieur de Jong came, and he asked me, do you want to work with me? Because I am a headmaster, and I have not many time to work for the register. And I said, of course, I was delighted. Because for my father, I had to be courier international, but the chief of my father said, no, no woman, it's too dangerous for me. And so my Monsieur de Jong asked me, so I say, oh yes, of course. And my parents agree. So since that time, I begin to work for Monsieur de Jong, first in Brussels, to change the place of the soldier, to look for clothes, shoes, food, ticket, because during the war we have ticket, little paper to buy something in the shop. For me, my job for my father is to take all that paper with the information to the chief and to look. Once a week I went to near Ghent and near Bruges to meet agent, you say? From my father, and they gave me a lot of paper. And I come back and give to my father. And then sometime my father say, please go to Ministère de la Justice in Belgium. It's a place where the chief of information service stay in that time. And also they sheltered airmen. Yes.
And the intelligence, the information would have been going back to London, presumably, eventually?
Yes. In the beginning was difficult. We have to go to France with the document, and then the France sent in. So in the beginning it was a little difficult, but it must be always a beginning.
So you were you were part of the resistance, really, from
yes,
very early on.
Very early. Yeah.
And what age and what year when you met Monsieur de Jong?
In that time I think I was already 18, but when the war began I was 17, but just near 18. So when I met Monsieur de Jong I was 18.
Tell me about the first evaders that you met and you took. Do you remember?
The first is in Brussels. We helped my parents and I. We helped a soldier who was hidden in a place, and a woman said to my mother, "I know a way to go," but she was living very far from Uccle. It's near Basilica. I don't know if you know where is Basilica. So I have to take that man, that soldier, by tram to Basilica. And for me, for the first time, I was in the tram with an English and the German around. It's, I find extraordinary, wonderful. Huh? But when we arrived there, the woman said, "Oh, I am sorry, but it's broken. The line is broken." So I came back with the English. That's the first time. And then when I was, it's always more and more. But I was very happy to do something, yes. And I want always to do more. So my biggest regret, I always say that, my biggest regret is I never crossed the Pyrenees. Because the last time I went to Paris, they said to me, next time you will come with me, because you have to know the way. But when I go back to Brussels, I was arrested. But I feel it becomes dangerous, and I say to my mother, when I came back, I say to my mother, I don't stay here anymore, I have to go outside, because, and my mother said, please stay with us, because each time you come back, I know you are free. And I think 1 or 2 days later, we were arrested. But after, I think maybe if I were outside, they will arrest my parents. So I will be very sorry. So.
But I mean, you talk about the first time you were in the tram with the Englishman, and it sounds like you were very excited. But did you not feel any kind of fear, or was fear not part of?
No, I think I am very lucky because I have the cold blood. You say cold blood?
Cold blood.
Cold.
Cold.
I never be. I stay calm. I stay calm and quiet and think I have to do that, and so I have no time to be afraid, because I have to think I have to do something. So no. Yes, my father, also my mother, they say, they are very quiet in the home, never, nobody cries. So I was accustomed of that, to be quiet and sing. So one day I was touched by a German car, and I was on bicycle. And my bicycle, the wheel in the back was like that. So you see, I was nearly shot, very, very nearly. And the German came back, stopped the car and came back. When they shot me, I fly 6 meters, but luckily for me, on the grass. So I stand up and I come to take my bicycle. I have only one idea, is to go. Well, because on my bicycle, I have a suitcase with Libre Belgique, like that, and a letter for Colonel Page in London. So I say, but the German came. He was quite white because he thought I was dead. So he was astonished to see me stand up and smiling. I always smile. And he said to me, I shall go to your house. I look very, very young. So I want to give you to your mother. I said, no, you are very kind. No. I am very near here. It's not true. I am very near here. I shall go myself. But he insists, take my car. They were both. Take my bicycle, put in the car. It's a big car. In the car, there is a lot of bread, German bread, lot of bread. Maybe it's black market. I don't know. But he was decided to drive me to my mother. So we go. First, you will go to a mechanicien for my bicycle, and tomorrow I shall come and pay for your bicycle. So we go there, and then I think, what can I do? Take my suitcase or not? Because I thought if I took my suitcase, maybe the German will say what. So I say, I leave it. I prefer to believe in the Belgian than in the German, so I leave it. And then I say, no, I am very near my home. Please let me go. He said, no. But in that time, my house, there is a glass door. It's a glass. So when you arrive, you can see from outside. And I think my mother will see me coming with 2 Germans. So we ring, the German ring. My mother came, and I smiled to I hope she will understand it's nothing serious. And then they took a bread, and they gave the bread to my mother, and say, voila, your daughter is safe. And the day after, he came to pay for the bicycle. But I didn't wait till the day after. Very quick, they are out. I go to take my suitcase, of course. I never know if the men are open it or not. I don't ask nothing.
Oh, a close shave, as they say in English. Yeah.
About the time I have so many works for the airmen, the food, and the false paper. Also, I have to go very far from my home to take false paper to meet the man who make like that, Monsieur Pirat. Is a very, very good man. And after my arrest, he sheltered airmen too. So he was very busy during all the war.
What, he made what? He made false.
Yes, he make false
Identity card.
cachet. Yes, yes. He was a teacher in academy school, so he was very, very skilled to make false paper and false stamps.
Yeah.
Voilà. So.
Did you, in all this time, did you have a job? I mean, were you? Did you have
No,
a paid job?
I left the school, and I work all my day, all the week for the resistance, for my father, for Monsieur de Jong. So in Belgium, we were very busy because it's always something to do. In south of France, they are waiting for English, so they do, and then they come, they stay there, and they wait for the next one. But in Belgium, we are always, of course,
falling out of the sky. Well, they say that the comet line helped about 500, I think. Is that right? About 500?
They say 800.
Oh, I
but,
500.
but it's difficult because some of them, and I think nearly 300, nearly 300, cross the Pyrenees. But after, it's not possible anymore to cross the Pyrenees and to go in the south because all the bridges are broken, the railway doesn't work anymore. So they make, and we say the queue of comet. It's marathon, it's another service, but they work together. They make 2 big camps in France, in Fréteval, near Blois. And all the aviators will stay there. And first, a part of them stay in the Belgian Ardennes. There are comets there, yes. And then they send them to Fréteval in France. And together, it's about 800.
You were saying when you first started, were some of the people that you helped, were they soldiers who'd been left behind after Dunkirk?
Yes.
Yes.
The soldier, yes. Some escaped from the route on the way to go to Germany. Some escaped. Some were hurt and in hospital, and then they escaped from hospital. But it's from Dunkirk, of course, yes.
And then after that, when the bombing raid started, it was airmen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so in that time, mostly English, of course, because no American, but some Canadian. So I helped one Canadian. Canadian Air Force is already fighting, but American after.
And how did you travel on that route from Brussels to Paris, by train or by road or?
I went by tram from Brussels to Louvain, a very old tram, and then I took the train à Louvain because it's less dangerous than Gare du Nord. Gare du Nord, a lot of German everywhere, and Louvain is quiet. So I was already in the train when we arrived in Gare du Nord. It's better. And then train till Paris in my time. It's changed a lot. Huh? Before, in the quite beginning, they cross La Seine, a river, by boat, a little boat, or something swimming.
And what size groups were you taking? Just 1 or 2 men or more?
I don't think I've never been with 1, but 2 or 3. So 3 is too much, but once I was with 3. And I have a problem in the border.
Oh, I was going to ask you, did you have any kind of, shall we say, near
Oh,
misses?
yes. But me, I decided to always try to help them. Because in the line, they say, if there is a problem, you don't know the people. But me, never. I always, yes, once we arrive in Paris, there are 2, and there are a little suitcase. And when we we tried to go out the station, two French policemen, and we never know with the French policeman is a good one or bad. Catch one English. So the English tried to escape. And so I very quick go near my English, take the suitcase, because the policeman say, "What are you in your suitcase?" But the English doesn't understand, of course. He tried to escape. So I take the suitcase, I open it, and I say to the policeman, "You see, nothing, just 2 or 3 packets of cigarettes." And he said, "But why did it escape?" And I answer to him, "But it's not normal. If somebody take you, you will afraid, so you try." And so I was smiling, and so it's good, go. But if I say nothing, they will arrest it. I said to my mother, "I have to leave." And 2 days after, we have a house like that, and my grandparents were living in front, and we are living in the back. So the German came and rang at the first door. It was my but at that time, we have a door between their house. So my grandfather don't open the door, and don't open the door to the German, but open the door between us and cry, "Police Allemande." I never can forget that. We are asleep. It's very early in the morning, 6:30 or 7, very early in the morning. So we get up very quick. I go to my parents' room and I say, what can we do? And my father said to me, "Try to escape by the kitchen. I shall try by the roof." So I go down in a pyjama quickly, and when I arrive on the door outside for the kitchen, there are Germans on each side of the stair with gun, and they say, "Hands up, hands up." They say in English, "Hands up," or we try. So I quickly think they will not shoot because they want to know something. But I never I could not do that. I smile, of course, and I try to go that way, but there is a German in the way there, because there is a garden around the house. So all around the house there are Germans. So I have to go in. I have to dress myself, and I said one German follow me, and I say, "Please go out. I have to," and he doesn't want, but he turned. So, and he said to me, that's funny. He said to me, "Take only a few things, only for a few days, toothbrush and pyjama," and it's not. But I thought it's not. I know. So I go down, and then I saw my father and my mother, because they arrest my father too, because they sorry for my English, as they around the house, they saw my father also. And so they take my father in a car, and we had a very old TSF, like we saw for, how do you say, not television, before television we have...
Oh, the old radios.
Radio. Our old radio, they take it, and my father has to take the radio on his knees, and the Germans each side with a revolver, and German in front, so well, the same for me, in another car. And when we go, in that time we can go up my street. Now we can no more. So we go up. There is a neighbor, very old, very handicapped, and he was already working in his garden. He was veteran of 1418. And so I saw him, and before the German, I make like that. The German, of course, were very angry, but I do that. And so I go directly to the police, to the Geheimfeldpolizei, is a German police. And so directly I was interrogated. I think the same for my father, but my mother, they sent her directly in prison, and they interrogated, I think, only eight days after. But my father and I, we stay all the day without eating, of course. In the morning, nothing to eat. We stay there, stand up, interrogate all the day. And so I said to the German, I don't know why you arrest me. I do nothing, I don't know. So all the day I say that, and they say, if you don't speak, we will shoot you. Yes, with a revolver there. But that, I think, in my mind, they will not shoot me if I don't speak. They want to know something. So in the night, we were sent in prison, and I don't not think about my father anymore, and I didn't see him when we go back, not in the same car or in the same hour, I don't know. And the day after, I have nothing when I arrive in my cell. It's too late, no eat. And the day after, very early, they came to pick me, no breakfast. So since nothing to eat. And then I was interrogated all the day. And I always say, no, 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 no. And they suckle me, and they say, we will arrest your grandparents if you don't speak. And I say, if you are human, you cannot arrest old people like that. So they were very angry, of course. But then I go back to prison, and that time I receive a piece of bread. And the day after, I was, I didn't remember if I went 3 days or 2 days, I don't know. But I always say, no, no, no. And they say, if you don't speak, we will confront you. You understand that? I say nothing. Well, so they sent me back to prison, and they say to me, we will leave you 8 days, so you have time to think, and then you will speak. So I asked to the woman who gave the meal, please give me a little piece of paper and a pencil, something to write. And they gave me. So I wrote a little words for my mother, and I say, I am so sorry, by my fault you are arrested, and you have done nothing, and I am very sorry. And I asked to the woman, give that to my mother. So maybe because that, when we were sent in Germany 1 year later, my father and I, we were sent in Germany, and my mother was free. Because before we were arrested, we decided together, if we have to speak, my father will speak about information service, I shall speak about Comet, if I have to, and my mother know nothing about. So we maintained that when we were arrested. And with that, because the day after I went interrogated, and they look what I have, and they find the paper. Because I am wrong, I didn't give the paper. Because I wrote it express, the German find it, and they find it. And I think they never think I do that for they find the paper. Bon, then I say, no, 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 and they say, you will be confronted. And they ask for men, and then I was very He's not upset. I could not understand how a man can be so, I don't know the word, so,
Cruel.
no. The man, I know very well, of course. The German opens the door, and the man with a hat, bonjour, monsieur l'officier, like that. Oh, I was very angry. How can a Belgian do that in front of the German? So they say to that man, do you want to sit down, monsieur? Oh, thank you very much, monsieur l'officier. And they gave him a cigar. They light the cigar. So I was very, very angry. And then they say to me, you know that man? I say, no. And that man say, oh, I know that person very well. It's Andrée Dumon. She gave my name, my address, and he said, she knows very well the address of Monsieur de Jong. And that's true, of course, because Monsieur de Jong in that time was hidden in a house where it was a friend of my parents who had the house. So I know the address very well. She knows the address, and she said to me, he is living at 20 minutes of my house, my house. And what he said, and after he said to me, it's your duty to speak. You have to, and I have seen Monsieur de Jong a few days ago in prison. And that I know it's not true, because a few days ago I was in Paris and I met Monsieur de Jong in Paris. So I say it's not true. And also I found it's not possible to say to a young girl, he was a chief in the resistance. And he was 60, something like that. And he said to a young girl, you have to speak. I think. So in that time, then they say to men, go back to prison. And they say, no, you will speak. But I thought, if I speak, no, it's too quick. I cannot imagine a story. So what is? So I maintained, no. So I was like that, and they sent me back in Saint-Gilles and say, we will see tomorrow. But then I have time to imagine a story. And I think I have to speak. No, because otherwise it will be not possible for me. But I don't want to denounce a member of our group. So I imagine a story. One man, René, and I have a very good memory, and I thought in my mind, René is a man I know very well, but it's nothing to do with the resistance. René came to Place Rogier, Gare du Nord. I never take the train Gare du Nord. Gare du Nord, he came there with English airmen, and I go to Paris, and to Paris another man, René, I think about another people I know, René takes and I come back. And so I maintain that. And finally, the Germans say, okay, but also they beat me because they asked me, you know the address of Monsieur de Jong, because you have said also the man who denounced me describe the place where he came at home. Because once he came at home and asked me to see Monsieur de Jong, and because I said to you I am very prudent, I say no, but if you want to wait here, I shall ask. And then he said to me, oh no, I have no time to wait. So he knows the house, and he described quite the house. So I thought if I say I don't know that man, my parents receive us. So I say it's not possible. So I say, yes, I know that man. But I don't know the address of Monsieur de Jong. Yes, I say to him, because once Monsieur de Jong said to me, I am living 20 minutes, but I don't know the address. Well, Maybe because I am so young, I don't know, or they sent me in prison. And so I stay in prison for 15 days, je ne sais pas. And then once I was drive to interrogate him again. And that time he was another man. And that man knows English very well. And he said to me, "Oh, it's very good what you are doing, but you have to work with us." And I said to him, "If the English invade our country, I was working against the English." So, and so he interrogate me. He was very quiet. The other cry and beat and so. Also once he's crying, the other one, the first one, he's crying and the window is quite open and there is a big pier. It's in September already. You see, it's longer in September and there are a lot of pier. And so he's crying, he stand up and cry and I say quietly, "There are pier of your garden." He was so astonished that I said that. Yes, he said to me that after he got. Well, no, I come again to the other. And the other is very quiet, but very like that. And after 1 hour, I said, I think if we continue, I could not shut my... It's not possible. It's too comment...
Aggressive or...
Not aggressive, too skill. You can too skill in interrogate. Very, very skill. And then the big chief of the Geheimfeldpolizei, of the police, came in and say, "The girl speaks." No, she will not say nothing. And then the chief came to me and said, "I admire you." And he said to the other in German, but I understand. He said to the German, "Talk, talk, talk, talk. If the girl will not speak, send it back. Other people will speak." And that finished like that. So I was lucky.
So that was the end of your interrogation?
Yes. Yeah.
So you were very, very patriotic to Belgium and to the British, but
To the British, yeah.
to some people it must have been very difficult to make the decision as to whether just to stay quiet and hope.
Of course, a lot of people everywhere prefer to stay quiet and wait till it's finished. Huh? But that is the nature, I think. We like to fight or we like to, but never with harm. Because when I begin, and the day said the same, but when I begin, I say, "You can ask me what you want for the service, but don't ask me to shut." I never do that. And I never did, of course, luckily.
Well, you couldn't shoot somebody or kill them, but you would do everything else to help. Did you have any personal connections with Britain before the war? Had you visited?
Never. Never. No, that's a very funny thing. Now, when I am very old, I think, but I was 19 and I went alone to Paris. I never been alone, everywhere, because I have parents very strict, very strict. When I go to school, my parents know at what time I finish, and I have 20 minutes to come home walking, and no more. So, you see, very strict. And then suddenly I went alone to Paris, to Brussels, everywhere, to Lille, everywhere. And I have to decide everything because when I am in the way, I have to decide.
Yeah, so you were suddenly thrust into this different world, very
Quite.
flexible, very secret and...
Quite different.
And so where was your parents' house in relation to Brussels then? Was it in the outskirts of Brussels?
The suburbs of Brussels, yeah.
And were you I mean, in some ways, obviously, I presume you felt the best thing was for these Allied men to get back to their own country, and they wanted to get back to their own country.
Yes.
But was it more dangerous for them to stay inside Belgium, or the best thing was for them to get out?
The best thing is to get out, because if they stay in Belgium, they must be captured by the German and sent in prison, in camps.
Right.
But évidemment, a camp, prisoner of war is not so bad than political prisoner, but it's not funny. Huh? But if they try to go back, they can be arrested too. But it's a change to escape.
But it wasn't an option just for them to hide somewhere in the countryside, very distant place.
No, only one English, I shall not say the name, but one English has a little adventure with a woman. So he hesitated to go back. But finally he go back. And that's a one I never see after. Yeah. Because I was lucky. I saw nearly all the airmen I helped after the war.
I was just going to ask you that. How did you feel when they, because presumably, well, you knew their names because when you...
The only thing I knew is the name. The name and the number of, not always, but sometimes the number of squadron or je ne sais pas quoi. But only the name. But you know, maybe you know, I didn't know that before, but I learned that after. The airmen, when they come back to England, they have to make a report. And so they speak about people, help them. And for me, they say the little Didi, or sometimes a little girl, enfin, voilà. But some of them look to the office, English office, to know my address and so on, and sent me something when I came back from Germany.
So, how did you feel when these people, I mean, presumably after the war, it was more easy for them to find you than for you to find them.
Okay, yes,
so
that's true.
How did you feel when they first started to come to Belgium?
Oh, I was very, very pleased, so yes. And I never forget all the English, mostly the English, are so faithful. Since now, we met very often. Yeah.
Oh yes, I know.
Ah,
yes,
you know,
yeah,
what?
of course, yes. But I mean, some of them came back very quickly after the war.
Yes, yes. Or write or send parcel or yes. And one of them, Leslie Bavistock, asked me to spend an holiday in his house after the war. And he wanted I stay longer, but I was already engaged, so I stay not so long. And he said, "Oh, it's a pity. I want to find a fiancé for you." But it's too late.
You found one yourself. So where were you when the war ended? You were still in a camp?
Yes, in a very, very bad place, because I was not working and I was not well either. So they were sent, a lot of prisoners were sent in a valley, in a quarry, you know, quarry? But we didn't work there. But there is only a roof, a roof, a mattress on the ground, no water, no light. The toilets are outside at, je sais pas moi, 50 meters more. So in the night you have to go, because we are all ill. So it's always people go and come in. It's awful, nearly no heat. And if we want to wash ourselves, it's a little river, you understand? But the toilets of the German go in the river. So, no, that was really awful.
And this was in Poland?
No, it was in Austria, near Linz. So the German after say, we didn't know that. But when we were in that valley, I say the quarry is a little valley. Sometimes we saw German, you know, the Austrian German with leather pants like that, a chapeau with a... so they can see us. We saw him, we saw them, so they can... they say, oh, we didn't know that.
And so how did your time in the camp finish? Did the Allies come and release you?
No, it's in the 22 of April, because I never wrote something, but some date I never forget. So when I was arrested, when I was liberated, 22 of April 45. But because the French government took an agreement with Sweden Red Cross, and they asked to take the French prisoner in Mauthausen, in that camp Mauthausen, and then Red Cross came to Mauthausen, but there were not enough French, so they take also Belgian. So it's for that. Otherwise, maybe I should be not here, because I was very, very ill in the end. Everybody thought I should die. And when I came back, that I have to say, because it's also a faithfulness of English. When I came back, I was very bad. But after 3 days, I got typhus. And then a Belgian doctor tried to cure me. And the English came to see me and gave me some oranges. So, and they say to my mother, you have to send her in English hospital, because they know all the illness they got in the camp. So I was sent in an English hospital, and they say that she has typhus. So they cure me for that. But everybody think I shall die because I was so weak. You know, I cannot take my cup of coffee. Somebody has to put in my, a cup with like that, like a teapot, to put in my... And when somebody is in back of my bed, I cannot recognize. I was very, very bad.
But where was the English hospital? Whereabouts was that then?
Bruckmann, Hôpital Bruckmann. The hospital is still there. And there is a nurse who take care of us, because after a while, Dede de Jong came in the same room, in another bed, because she has paratyphus. It's not so serious, but it's serious too. Well, and a nurse take care of us. And you don't believe it, but maybe, but we stay writing together. And after a long time, when we came back from Venezuela, Gustave Badin, they came to see their daughter, because she's organist, very famous in Belgium, in Brussels. And so the parents came, and we met the nurse, Dora West. It's a strange name, because there is another Dora West, but it's nothing to do. And she's Marie with Thornburn. He's a famous soldier. He was participated in the Battle of Antwerp. Very, very well. And so we met very often. And still now I phone time to the nurse. He died a few years ago. But she's still living, but she no more came in Brussels. But I phoned her time to time.
Nice.
Yeah. But what I say? So when I came home after my typhus at midday, and at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, my mother said, but you had fever. So I begin paratyphus. And a friend of mine has the same, but she died in the paratyphus. I don't die.
Too much spirit in you. And so I read that after you were arrested, your sister took your place.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
And was she safe for the war?
Yes, she stayed only 2 days in Paris because she wanted to know who is the traitor. And she knows in prison there is a woman who maybe knows the name. So she went along the prison and cried, the name is Jacqueline. I didn't remember because I don't know that. She told me after. I think it's Jacqueline, and Jacqueline heard her and respond, it's Jean Masson, the traitor. And then the German came, arrest my sister. And my sister, like me, looked very, very young. And then the German, she stayed 2 days and came to the commandant. And so the commandant said, oh, it's just a girl, leave her. And another woman was free in that time, and the commandant said, please take care of that young girl, she is alone in Paris. She was lucky. And then in the end, she has to go in England because she is too dangerous for her. It was too dangerous for her here.
So she was taken out
Yes.
by MI9?
Yes,
Yeah.
and she became ATS. And she made training to come back, but the war finished before.
And so how old was she? How much younger than you was she?
She was 15 months older.
Oh, older.
Mm.
But you both, at that time, looked pretty just young.
Yes. Mm.
Well, that was incredibly brave of her. So she went all the way to Paris just to a prison to find out. Yeah. What? And the Germans just thought, oh, she's just a young girl.
Oui, voilà. Oui.
So, but you didn't know, once you were in the camp or the camps that you were in for the rest of the war, you didn't know any news about your mother, your father, your sister, anything? You didn't know?
Nothing about, no, but we knew the date when the English in Normandy, in 6th of June, the day we knew it.
Because you had a secret radio in the camp?
Oh, no. In that time we were in prison, not in camp. And also, I think it's only men as a radio. In camp, I don't know. But in prison, a German guard leave a newspaper, 6 June. So we knew. But you know, in that prison, there are one guard is Sweden, a woman Sweden, and another was Swiss. So they are not so, I don't know exactly what they think, but
not so pro-German.
I suppose.
So how did you feel when you knew that the Allies had landed in Normandy?
For me, I stay very quiet and I say, it's a good thing, of course, we will see. But for a lot of prisoners there, they say we will, donc it's 6th of June. They, we will free very soon, and they, oh la la. And then we stay, and like that. But me, never. So when we have to change a prison or a camp or something, not all, some of them say, we cannot be worse. And I always say, we never know. And I was true.
So where was that prison on when you heard about D-Day? Where was that prison? Was that in?
In Grostrelitz in Poland. Poland, but the part annexed taken by the German. Grostrelitz. High Silesia. But I made a lot of prison and camps. A little camp first, and 2 camps after, but a lot of prison during nearly 2 years. I travel a lot in Germany.
And
Not always in first class.
And were you travelling in trucks, or sometimes did they make you walk, or?
Yes, but not so much as some people at the end of the war. We have to walk from the station to the prison.
Yes, I mean some of the men were the POWs where they walked.
And women too, and women too, but from one camp to another. And in that time, it's just in the end of the war, there is nothing else. So they sent.
Yes, I think Stan Hope was telling me about that.
Ouais.
So did you, I mean, because everything was kept, in English you say compartmentalised, you know, you didn't know too much about too many other people.
No.
After the war, did you come to know many more people who were involved in comic?
Of course, for myself and for Michou, for my sister, because we stay involved in the organization of Meet English and so on. Because after the war, Madame Russelmans first, and very quick Michou, they made an amical, a friendship. So for that we stay. But otherwise, no more. No. Just no. On Monday, I met a woman who was in prison with me for some weeks, together in the same place. But after we were sent in different way, we were together in Ravensbrück, but I didn't see her. In Mauthausen, she was there too, I think. But we never met after the war. So, no, very often my husband say, it was a very good friend of you. Why did you don't, well, it's life like that. I was working, I have 2 children, I have a lot of work, voila. It's the same for everybody in the beginning. It's just when we are older, we have time to see, oh, I can touch that one or that one. But not for the English. Since the beginning, I try to.
Yeah, and now Dede is gone. There'll probably be more pressure on you for people like me to come and talk because.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's your life?
For the moment, I don't know why, but a lot of people ask me. So yesterday morning, I was with an English to a school of Frédéric de Jong. In the afternoon, I think I shall be quiet now, because I have to say that I shall be quiet. I receive a call from a Belgian journalist, and he wants to ask me some question about that also. I say, you cannot come at home. No, he is very, very in a hurry, because there is a film in France, Les Femmes de l'Ombre, I think. So he wants to put an item in a Belgian newspaper. So it's very, very... So half an hour I speak to the phone. And then I thought this morning I shall be free because I have no news of you. And I want, I prepare material to cut for something for me. And then Philip phoned to me tomorrow. So I say, I shall not cut that.
Have you seen this film yet?
I don't know why, but no, a lot of people want to know something. What?
Have you seen the film yourself?
No.
No, it's just, I think it's just released this
Yes.
week in France. Yeah. But it's good, I think. I know it's hard for you because, but it seems that I was saying earlier that this stories, they miss a generation, and now there is a.
Yes, it's good. Of course, it's good.
Very interested.
Yes, it's good. Of course.
To keep the story and to pass it on to children. So, I mean, I have to ask you this. I mean, what is your lasting memory of Dede?
I was to see her the day before I died, because I was in Paris for a few days, and somebody phoned to me, the day is very bad. So I think I have to go back to Brussels, but I want to see her. So we went directly to the hospital, and I could speak to her, but already she could not answer. But it seems she hear me, and she knows what I say. So it's a lifetime. But since 85, I was very often in relation with her because she was the president of our amical, and I was secretary in that time. And after she asked me to be vice president, so we were all together. And then, since I think 5 years maybe, she went in a nursing home. So I shall see. In the beginning, I went each day to help her because she was in very bad state. So I helped her to eat and something like that. But after she will better, so I go less and less, but once a week, yes. Till the end, yes. Mm. We were very, very good friends.
Fantastic
Very
friendship.
good friends. Yeah.
And obviously an incredible person during the war.
Oh, yes, she was wonderful. Yeah, yeah. She was exceptional, I say. Oh.
And is it true? I mean, why did the Comet Line? The Comet Line. You didn't know of yourselves as the Comet Line. That was that was a name given by.
I think by the English. I think so, but I think nobody knows exactly.
Because they say because you did everything very quickly.
Yes, yes. That's what I said. One day, a man go back so quickly. Then the English said that's like Agence Cook. But it's not always the same, of course.
Sometimes it took a little longer.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. That's really terrific.
Sorry for my English.
No need.